Have you ever paused to wonder why some people captivate you so profoundly, almost irresistibly? Why certain individuals pull at your heartstrings in ways that seem to defy logic or reason? Is it truly about their personality, their appearance, or their charm? Or could there be something far more mysterious, far deeper stirring beneath the surface of what we perceive? Today, we embark on a journey into the hidden architecture of love, a journey that reveals two profound reasons why people fall in love, reasons that go far beyond surface qualities. These reasons are woven into the very fabric of our unconscious minds and shape the invisible currents that pull two souls toward each other. Before we begin, if you're curious about unraveling the mysteries of the mind, relationships, and self-growth, consider subscribing and joining our community where we explore these profound ideas together. Now, let's dive deep into the unseen forces behind love, the psychological currents that guide attraction, and the inner reflections that create the bonds we feel. We often like to think of love as a magical accident, a sudden spark that lights up the soul without warning. Yet, if we look closely, love rarely strikes at random. There is an invisible order at work, a silent logic that unfolds beneath the surface of conscious awareness. What feels like chance is often the visible outcome of complex inner patterns, shaped by years of experience, hidden desires, and unmet emotional needs. Love is not merely an event, it is a signal, a mirror reflecting something vital within us. This hidden order operates through what could be called psychological projection. Each of us carries deep inside an inner gallery of images and fragments, pieces of who we are, who we were, and who we hope to become. These images are often hidden, buried in the shadows of our unconscious mind, but they remain alive and active. When we meet someone who somehow embodies one of these inner fragments, who resonates with that part of us, we feel an almost magnetic pull. It's not truly the other person we are drawn to, but a part of ourselves mirrored back at us. Imagine a person who has long suppressed their creativity, their passion, or their spontaneity. When they meet someone who expresses these qualities freely and fully, they may feel captivated, not just because those qualities are attractive, but because they awaken a dormant potential inside. The attraction here isn't simply opposites attracting. It's about revealing what is missing or undeveloped within. The qualities they see in you become a symbol of what they need to embrace in themselves. This dynamic can be beautiful and inspiring, but it also comes with a risk. If they do not recognize that the qualities they admire are part of their own growth path, they may become dependent on you, clinging to you as a substitute, rather than nurturing those qualities in themselves. When the real, imperfect you emerges, flaws, contradictions, human complexities, the idealized image they projected shatters. The connection may then falter, not because love failed, but because the unconscious need that sparked it wasn't fully understood or integrated. Beyond personal projections lies a deeper, more universal dimension to attraction. Within every person's unconscious mind lives an image, a blueprint of the opposite gender, a symbolic figure shaped by early life experiences and cultural narratives. When you encounter someone who activates this internal image in another person, the attraction can feel instantaneous, overwhelming, and mysterious. It carries a sense of recognition, as if two souls remember each other from long ago, as if fate has conspired to reunite them. This isn't magic or destiny in the usual sense. Instead, it is the psyche responding to its own symbolic needs, seeing itself reflected in another human being. The feelings of soul connection, timeless familiarity, and intense pull arise because the other person fits the internal pattern that has been deeply ingrained in the mind. But here lies the paradox. When love is based primarily on this archetypal image, it is a love of a symbol, not a person. The real individual, with all their human complexity, cannot fully live up to the projected ideal. Over time, as reality reveals the real person behind the symbol, illusions dissolve. What once seemed perfect becomes complicated. Conflicts emerge and disillusionment follows. The passion that began as a mystical recognition can end in confusion and heartbreak. Despite these challenges, this projection and activation are not mistakes or failures. They are essential parts of growth. Love acts as a mirror, reflecting back what we most need to see, our potentials, our wounds, our shadows. Some people come into our lives to awaken what is dormant inside us. Others appear to challenge our assumptions, confront our fears, or shatter old patterns. Still, others reveal distorted reflections, forcing us to confront truths we have avoided. Each encounter serves a psychological purpose. It accelerates our journey toward becoming whole, toward integration and self-understanding. So why do people fall in love with you? Because you either embody a missing piece they need, or you stir an archetypal image that they carry deep within. But crucially, the love that lasts, the love that transforms, is born from awareness. When we recognize our own projections, our inner patterns, and the symbolic roles others play in our lives, we stop chasing illusions. We stop looking for someone else to complete us and begin the work of completing ourselves. From this grounded place, love becomes real, free from fantasy, fear, and dependency. It becomes a conscious partnership of two whole people, each reflecting the other's growth, not filling each other's gaps. Ultimately, the deepest love is not about finding the perfect person, but awakening the parts of ourselves that have been waiting for recognition. When someone falls in love with you, they are often falling in love with the version of themselves you help bring to light. And when you fall in love, you are drawn to those who reveal what is missing or forgotten within you. Love, then, is a sacred journey inward, an invitation to discover, heal, and expand. What's remarkable about the unconscious forces guiding our love lives is their subtlety. They operate quietly behind the scenes, shaping our desires and feelings without ever announcing their presence. We might believe our choices in love are deliberate and conscious, but often the true reasons lie hidden deep inside. Consider how often we find ourselves inexplicably drawn to someone whose qualities don't seem to match what we say we want. Maybe they challenge us in ways that unsettle us. Maybe they awaken emotions we're not prepared to face. Why do we pursue people who stir discomfort, confusion, or even fear? It's because love is not simply about comfort or convenience. It is about transformation. Our unconscious seeks out connections that will push us beyond our limits, that will help us confront aspects of ourselves we might otherwise ignore. Even when these relationships end in pain or disappointment, they serve as profound teachers. Every human carries a shadow, those parts of ourselves we reject, deny, or hide away. Often, the qualities we dislike or fear in others are reflections of our own unacknowledged shadows. When we fall in love, we frequently encounter people who mirror these shadows, forcing us to confront what we've buried deep within. This encounter with shadow is crucial. Without it, our growth remains stunted. The attraction to someone who embodies our shadow traits might feel magnetic, even intoxicating. Yet it also carries the potential for turmoil, because the shadow is, by nature, uncomfortable and unfamiliar. When we recognize this dynamic, we begin to see that love is not only about the good qualities we admire, but also about embracing the difficult and messy parts of ourselves. Our relationships become mirrors reflecting not only light, but darkness as well. Our early experiences with caregivers imprint on our unconscious mind, shaping how we relate to others in adulthood. These foundational relationships lay down templates for attachment, trust, and intimacy. We tend to seek partners who echo these early patterns, sometimes unconsciously reenacting childhood dynamics in our adult relationships. For example, if someone grew up with emotionally distant parents, they might be drawn to partners who are similarly unavailable, hoping to finally fix that old wound. This cycle can continue until we become aware of it and make conscious choices to break free. Understanding the origins of our attachment styles can help us choose love not from unresolved need, but from genuine connection. Individuation, the process of becoming fully oneself, is the ultimate goal that love can help us achieve. Romantic relationships can either block or accelerate this journey. When we fall into patterns of dependency or projection, love traps us in illusions and prevents growth. But when we learn to see ourselves clearly, including our projections and blind spots, love becomes a powerful catalyst. It challenges us to take responsibility for our emotions, to face fears, and to embrace our authentic selves. In this way, love is a sacred journey inward. It is not just about merging with another, but about discovering and integrating the many parts within ourselves. One of the most common misconceptions about love is the idea that another person can complete us, that they hold the missing piece we lack. This belief often leads to seeking fulfillment outside ourselves and creates dependence on the relationship for our happiness. True love, however, arises from wholeness, not incompleteness. When we approach relationships from a place of inner fullness, we share our lives with others not to fill a void, but to enrich our already abundant self. This shift in perspective transforms the way we love. Instead of clinging to the other, we open to partnership, mutual growth, and freedom. At the heart of transformative love is vulnerability, the courage to reveal our true selves, flaws and all. This openness invites genuine connection and dissolves the barriers of fear and pretense. However, vulnerability requires trust. We must feel safe enough to be seen without judgment. When vulnerability is met with acceptance, love deepens and expands. The journey toward authentic love often involves shedding defensive masks built over years of pain and rejection. It means embracing uncertainty and risk, but also discovering profound intimacy and belonging. Healthy relationships balance individuality and togetherness. While connection is vital, it should never come at the expense of losing oneself. When partners maintain their own identities, passions, and boundaries, they bring richness and vitality to the relationship. Each person becomes a whole individual who chooses love freely, rather than out of need or fear. This balance is delicate and requires ongoing communication, respect, and self-awareness. It is in this dance that love finds its truest expression. Many come to love carrying emotional wounds, hurt from past betrayals, losses, or rejections. Relationships can trigger these wounds, but they can also become spaces for healing. When a partner reflects kindness, patience, and understanding, it can help soothe old pains and create new experiences of trust and safety. Healing through love requires willingness to face pain, forgive, and grow. It is rarely a smooth path, but often the most rewarding. Each person in a relationship acts as a mirror to the other. Through interactions, they reveal parts of themselves that often go unnoticed alone. Sometimes the mirror shows beauty, compassion, and strength. Other times it exposes fears, insecurities, and unresolved conflicts. Being willing to see ourselves in this reflection, even when uncomfortable, is essential for growth. It challenges us to change what no longer serves and embrace what is authentic. Attachment is a natural human need, but when it becomes excessive, it can distort love. Attachment turns love into possession, dependency, or control. It breeds fear of loss and jealousy, and it restricts freedom. Healthy love allows for attachment without losing individuality. It embraces trust and openness rather than clinging and control. While unconscious forces guide much of our attraction, conscious choice remains crucial. Awareness allows us to recognize projections, shadow dynamics, and patterns. It empowers us to choose partners who support our growth rather than perpetuate cycles of pain. Conscious love is an active, ongoing commitment to understanding and nurturing both self and other. Every relationship invites us to explore deeper layers of ourselves. The challenges, joys, and complexities reveal who we are beneath surface roles. Love calls us to embrace our whole being, with courage, humility, and compassion. The greatest gift in love is seeing the other person fully and authentically, not as an ideal or projection, but as a real human being. This vision requires patience, empathy, and letting go of expectations. It opens space for genuine connection and acceptance. No one is perfect, and expecting perfection only leads to disappointment. Love flourishes in the acceptance of imperfection, in recognizing beauty in flaws and vulnerability. It is through imperfection that we find true intimacy. Love's lessons extend beyond romance. Friendships, family ties, and even our relationship with ourselves carry the same dynamics. Understanding love's deeper nature enriches all connections. Love is not a destination but an eternal journey, a path of continual awakening and transformation. Each encounter, each heartbreak, each joy is a step toward wholeness. Love remains a mystery that transcends explanation. It is both a force within us and beyond us. Honoring this mystery invites humility and wonder. As you navigate the landscape of love, remember, you do not fall in love with another by chance. You fall in love because they awaken something deep within you, something you need to see, to heal, to grow. Love is a mirror, a teacher, a call to self-discovery. In learning to love consciously, you begin to love yourself more fully. And in that love, true connection arises. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. If these reflections resonate with you, please share your thoughts below and subscribe for more journeys into the heart of human experience. Until next time, keep seeking, keep growing, keep loving.